Oh man, Monday came around so quick. It's the ladies' hours. Welcome, Belle.
Oh, thank you. Nice to be here. Absolutely. Well, I had to come because it's popcorn day, right?
Right.
The 11th of every month we get popcorn, and I could
too.
smell it as soon as I walked in the building this morning.
It's a good smell, especially on as cold of a day as this is. Thank you so much for joining us for KARE 11 News at noon. We've got a busy day wrapping up all the Vikings' first game of the postseason in just hours, okay? Lots of Vikings fans trying to take their naps, trying to get ready for that.
Nervous.
Right. We've got a final look at all the preparations and where you can watch among fans. Plus, before state lawmakers begin their work, we're already seeing some drama.
We are. So much drama. I mean, from the swearing in process to seats that will be open when the session starts tomorrow. We're seeing a good amount of disagreement. I've got the latest on everything. Stuff that happened just this morning, too.
Okay, and then absolutely we need to look at the weather. I felt it outside. I had an attitude. My dog had an attitude.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
It was like,
I get it.
It just hits you.
Yeah, well, it was the coldest morning of January so far, coldest morning of this year so far. And it was our 7th morning that we were at sub-zero, by the way. So we were down to 3 below earlier. It is now 5, so there it's balmy. It's 8 degrees warmer than it was. 12 below is where that wind chill is, with a west to northwest wind at 14 miles per hour. So here are the lows for the morning. As you can see, check out your city. 7 below St. Cloud, 7 below as well in Osceola, 9 below in New Richmond, and up north 16 to 18 below were the temperatures early this morning with clear skies. Here are the current temperatures, so they're still sitting at 8 below up to the north, and we're up to about 5-0 in Wilmer. Those winds out of the west at around anywhere between 10 to 15 miles an hour, so it does feel like 12 below, 28 below in Grand Rapids, and 20 below in Alexandria. Here is your planner for your Monday. We are going to have temperatures that will stay right around 5 to 6 for a number of hours, with a wind chill right there, as you can see, even at the peak at around 8 below. So we'll talk about one more day with Arctic air before we have a huge warm up. A whiplash of temperatures this week. Alexis?
Belle, thank you. And you know, those cold temperatures can get pretty dangerous quickly. Fortunately, organizations are working to make sure that everyone has a place to get out the weather. Audrey Russo shows us what's open.
This air is a shock to the system, and when your system's in shock, it's important to know exactly where you can go to get warm and be safe. The Salvation Army is opening up 40 extra beds at their Harbor Light shelter, and this is a cold weather protocol that they're going to keep up for all of January and February. And during regular business hours, the 7 locations for the Salvation Army that you see on your screen are going to be open as a warming center. People can come inside, get something warm to drink. Again, this is during regular business hours. Health officials are trying to prevent exposure-related illnesses. I found state data that showed 6 hypothermia deaths that happened in Minnesota during the 2022 and 2023 winter seasons, and 17 reports of frostbite. And this cold is more than just a risk to your physical health. It's also posing some safety hazards for first responders. I'll break that down coming up in about 30 minutes, but for now, back to you.
And you know, if you haven't already, scan the QR code that you see right here on your screen to download the free KARE 11 app. Get customized forecasts, weather alerts, and live radar anytime. Well, tomorrow kicks off the first day of the new legislative session at the state capitol, but we're already seeing headbutting over the aisle. That includes a GOP reaction to DFL threats to not show up for work. Cece, I know it's already been a bumpy start. What's the latest?
Yeah, I know. Like you mentioned, right before the session starts, things are heating up and there's a lot of tension. Just a few hours ago at 9, the Minnesota GOP met at the Capitol to announce it's preparing to file recall petitions against DFL lawmakers who don't show up to work tomorrow. House Democrats have threatened to not show up if a power sharing agreement can't be reached. Also happening, the DFL's House delegation accelerated the swearing in process. Now, according to the party, they swore in all but one of its representative-elects on Sunday, with the other member having been sworn in on Friday. House Republican leaders say, quote, state law is clear. Swearing in happens at noon the day the legislature convenes. But Democrats responded saying, quote, taking the oath of office early isn't unprecedented. Again, Democrats say their main goal is to finish up power sharing negotiations with Republicans. Meanwhile, Melissa Hortman says, quote, honoring the will of the voters means governing together under shared power. Now, while the division between House leaders seems to deepen, there seems to be some political unity over in the Senate. In a statement, DFL and Republican leaders say the two sides have reached an agreement to govern the Senate's work during a temporary 33-33 tie.
And meanwhile, the Minnesota state senator, who's facing accusations of breaking into her stepmom's home, is asking for her trial to be moved until after the legislative session. Nicole Mitchell's trial is set to begin at the end of the month. She's asking for it to be delayed until at least May. According to the criminal complaint, she told police she broke in because her stepmother refused to give her sentimental items belonging to her late father. 5 teens who have been arrested. Now police say more arrests could be on the way. They're linked to a violent attack on an Edina High School student at the YMCA. Police say that the teen was attacked on the basketball court last month. And according to documents, 13 young men entered the Southdale YMCA and beat the boy. That victim spoke with us this weekend and said he's suffering from a traumatic brain injury.
I've been really anxious, really worried that something might happen. I've been having to get escorted class to class because things have been really tough, just mentally.
And he says he recognized some of the teens who attacked him from Edina High School, but he does not know why he was targeted. Edina police are investigating. Well, any minute now, the Supreme Court could issue a ruling on the law to ban TikTok in the U.S. Right now, it looks like the justices are leaning towards upholding it. The court heard oral arguments from lawyers for TikTok, some of its users, and the Biden administration on Friday. Now, the law requires China-based TikTok owner ByteDance to sell the app. If a sale does not take place, the app would stop updating this coming Sunday. The High Court could issue a preliminary decision to block the ban from taking effect temporarily. That would give them more time to weigh arguments over First Amendment rights. Well, we are just 1 week out from the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump, and today we know more about how Russia plans to respond. The Kremlin says Russian President Vladimir Putin is willing to meet with Trump. A spokesperson says several countries have offered to host a meeting, but no substantial plans have been put in place. Last month, Putin said he hadn't seen Trump for more than 4 years. Well, back at home, time is running out for Minnesotans to sign up for health insurance coverage through the state. Open enrollment for MNsure ends on Wednesday. Coverage for those plans then starts February 1st. State officials say that 151,000 people enrolled in November and December, which was a record high. All right, so if you're rooting for the Vikings in tonight's first playoff game, you are not alone. Downtown Minneapolis was decked out in purple ahead of the wild card matchup tonight against the Rams. We are now less than 7 hours from kickoff tonight's game. If the Vikes can win it, we now know who they'll play next. It'll be the Eagles